Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast, Unapologetic Voices. I'm Thomas Tripp, joined by co-host and CEO.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm CEO?
Yeah.
Kyle-Elio Torres!
I'm CEO, but with less power. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
I can end this right now.
Welcome back to Unapologetic Voices.
Stay unapologetic?
Stay unapologetic.
When did we come up with a theme song?
We're not homophobic.
Are we? I mean,
Not?
no, we're not.
Jesus. I don't know. Just a little tune to start off the show.
Okay. I like that. That's actually really funny. I didn't expect you to do that. That's why I was caught off
I
guard.
want a little bit of energy because I feel like I've been really tired when we do the podcast.
Yeah.
So I had a little nap. I packed up for my trip that I'm going on soon, and I just felt like, let's bring some energy. Let's bring some energy.
You
because
are going on vacation, so that's...
I am.
You have reason to have energy.
I'm taking a quick little trip to Virginia, and I'm going to go camping. No electricity, no nothing. Just going to shut down for a couple days, and I'm really excited.
So, are you going to West Virginia?
Mountain Mama?
Where the Mothman is?
Take me home. Probably not. No, I'm going like deep in the woods next to rivers and shit.
Gotcha.
I have no idea where I'm going. I just know that there's a destination.
Just up in the hills. You'll be in the trees.
In the trees, just like my ancestors.
Yeah. Okay.
They're in the trees! Shout out to the Vietnam flashbacks. So, Kyle, what happened in the bathroom that you were trying to tell me about earlier? Because I'm going to forget, and I want to hear the story.
Okay. So, this happened at work.
Mm-hmm.
So, just so that I can paint a mental picture for you guys, my office is right next to Thomas's office. So, I thought
we have offices.
Yeah. I thought of something funny to say to him. So I left my office, and as I'm walking to his office, I think of a question to ask him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I knock on his door, I go into his office, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, yeah, I forgot what I was trying to say to you.
Love it.
And,
That's the usual, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. I did a shit to him so much.
I didn't even react. I was like, got it.
He was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no problem.
And then he just went right back to doing what he was doing. And then I was like, yeah, if I remember, I'll tell you. I don't remember, by the way.
No problem.
Not at all. That whole situation completely changed everything.
Okay.
So, after going in there, I really had to take a piss. So I left the office, your office, and then I started making my way to the bathrooms.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason, the bathroom that's right next to our office completely filled. All the stalls, all the fucking urinals. Yeah. All I had to do was pee, you know? But they were all full, and there was like a line.
Oh, hell no.
And I'm like, whatever. I know where all the bathrooms are. I'm not gonna wait.
Nope. Next one.
So then I walked over to the further one.
Right.
Right.
My favorite.
Right. That's the one I go to for everything.
I love the distance.
Yeah. And their water fountain's better.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It works a lot better.
Very smooth.
And it's colder usually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's an important detail.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Shout out to Listeria. Go ahead.
What the hell is that?
It's that new bacteria disease thing that's going around in a lot of name brand grocery store foods.
All right.
There's a recall on a lot of shit. I asked Courtney before I started cooking dinner where she got everything from.
Some Mexican place. So
yeah,
probably dirty.
But that stuff that is just naturally dirty.
Yeah.
Not infected.
It was cheap though too.
Hey.
So
the cheaper the cleaner.
Each patty, I paid
It's $5.54 for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I paid less.
You probably paid less than $1 for each one.
Less than $1 for each one. Yeah. Because there was 6 of them.
Yeah.
So.
87 cents?
Yeah, give or take.
Each?
About 87 cents, which is a great deal.
Yeah.
They had all of their meat was on sale today. This is one of the days where they put it on sale. But we're side noting too much.
Yeah.
So let's bring it back.
I'm off by 30 cents, by the way.
Okay.
My bad.
You're off by 30 cents?
32 cents, yeah.
Gotcha.
So whatever that is, I'm not adding it up right now.
60 or something?
I don't know. I'm not doing math right now.
Okay, whatever. Nonetheless,
I'm really bad at math.
I go to that other bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. And I go in there, line, all stalls full, all urinals full.
Damn.
And there's people standing there, little kid just standing there waiting, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to International.
Okay.
Right? So I walk
Bad bathrooms.
Right.
Fucking hate those.
The bathrooms suck, but there was no international flight, so there was nobody there.
You're saying too much right now.
In my head.
You're saying flights, you're saying international. We got to cut those.
Oh, I ain't doing it. All
right.
But so what ends up happening,
You're saying too much right now. Okay.
so what ends up happening is I go down there to that bathroom. And I go like as I walk into the bathroom, I stop and look inside, see all the stalls empty. I see one guy.
2 stalls. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's two bathroom stalls for toilets, and then 2 urinals.
Yeah.
No, 3 urinals.
It's 3 because there's one that's tucked.
There's one in that weird,
which I kind of like.
Yeah, it's like that's like the rape hallway.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel unsafe whenever I go there.
When you go in there to use that one,
it's like in a weird hall.
Like, when it is full in there, there's always someone just standing there, like watching you while you pee.
Right, waiting.
Yeah,
it's
even
like,
though it's normal. It's like, dog, come on, man. Just give me a second.
Be on your phone. Yeah. Like, don't look at me.
Don't look at me. But
enjoy the show.
Yeah. So as I start walking up, I'm like unzipping my pants.
Right.
You know, because I'm like, whatever. I start walking up, and as I walk up, the guy who's standing at the urinal starts projectile vomiting all over the place. Oh my god,
that happens way too often.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was just like,
like horrible.
All over.
Oh my god.
It was just like,
this is why you're so excited.
Water because like I'm just right there. I got my dick in my hand. I'm about to take a piss, and I'm just like, I can do it real fast, you know, while he's just pissing.
Let it happen.
I mean, while he's doing his whole thing, I'm like, turbo jets go. And, you know, I just sprayed that
push
thing.
It out,
yeah. So then I'm like, all right, and then I see like the throw up on the ground slowly coming to me.
No.
And I'm like, I gotta go faster.
You're angling over it.
Yeah. So then I piss, and then I like turn around, I go to wash my hands, and the guy's like, you know, he looks fucked up, right? Yeah. He's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. He just starts grabbing paper and starts wiping everything. And I'm like, I literally stop and I'm like, don't worry about it, man. I already took a piss. And then, and then I washed my hands and I left.
That's awesome.
But that was that whole situation.
That's my favorite thing to do is when something awkward happens or whatever, and you just hit him with a one-liner real quick and then you walk out. Yeah, I love that shit.
I don't know why, but I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Where I'll just say a random
I've seen you do it. Hilarious.
And I just go with it for some reason.
I have another thing like that. This happened a couple days ago because this happens a lot. I don't know what it is about where we work. Like, just the exposure, I guess. But people, like, be throwing up all the time, like in bathrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in a restroom, I'd say once a week someone throws up. Yeah. Like, I hear it. You know what I mean? Like, I hear the... You know what I mean? It's disgusting. So there was a worker there, a cleaner. She's the manager, one of the managers of the cleaning crews. Not cleaning crews, I'm sorry. The cleaning of the floors, the areas.
Well, I think I've met one of them, but on the B's and C side.
Okay. Not there.
Okay.
She's strictly A's because her office is up by the elevator to the things.
Gotcha.
So, she's really nice. I see her all the time. We just say hello to each other because we've seen each other every day for 4 fucking years, right? Mm-hmm. One day, I was just walking by her. She was inspecting a trash can, and I thought she was kind of just inspecting it. And then she flipped her hat backwards and just started puking, just like randomly, and like straight face, like whatever. I was like, yeah, exactly. And like she would like look up and kind of just be like, and like get ready for the next one, And I went over her and I was like,
there's only so many ways you can look when throwing up.
Yeah, you're either all in or you're like, just get it over with. She was just get it over with.
You either do the dog thing where you're
oh, horrible. Yeah.
Or you just...
Yeah, just let it out. So she was doing that one. Okay. And I went over her and I kind of touched her shoulder. I'm like, you okay? Need anything? And she was like, nope, I'm good. And she vomited again. And I was like, yeah, man, breakfast sucks. And then I walked away. It wasn't that funny, but it was like in that moment I saw her go... like she did a little... like mid throw up, yeah.
A little half chuckle, okay.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. What were we talking about a minute ago where you were like, say it for the podcast, bitch? Wasn't it like I was packing for my trip or something?
Yeah, you were packing for your trip.
Oh, I don't know. Should I talk about what I brought? I overpacked for sure.
You should overpack.
So here's my plan. I'm going with some of my family, and one of them is an experienced camper and ex-Navy Corps member, right? So... he and I have a good time whenever we go do anything. We went to Honolulu together, and we were hiking mountains and all kinds of shit. Okay, so
that's who you went to Hawaii with.
Yes, him. That's cool. He's cool. He's like one of my favorite uncles, and we hardly see each other. Did you ever meet that old guy? No. I'll talk about that in a second. All right. So, did I ever talk about that on the podcast?
No.
Okay, I'll talk about that in 2 seconds because I think about him often.
Yeah.
I could have had it all. So
you could have had it all.
All right, so What I brought, and this goes alongside what we talked about before with my prepping shit, I already had. I kind of just threw my bag together. I definitely overpacked. But I'm not telling my family that I don't plan on hanging out with them. I'm gone. I'm in the fucking woods. I'm out. I'm disconnecting everything. My phone is constantly ringing and blowing up. Like on the drive here, I got calls from work. Mm-hmm. I got called by a shark, and I got called by the one who got injured today, the supervisor.
Yeah.
So, like, my phone's always constantly going off.
I would have ignored them all.
Right, but, you know, I'm nice. And it was a half-hour drive.
I wouldn't care.
You're so savage.
Fuck
and I get emails constantly, so I'm going to turn off my phone. I'm going to turn off everything. All disconnecting.
First and foremost, if I ain't on the clock, I ain't talking to you.
That's true. I like it how you do that, because I don't know, I'm too nice. And you're a savage. I remember you told our boss one time, you're like, I'm not going to answer my phone for you if I'm not on the clock. You said that like the first 5 weeks in?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He said, how hard is it to answer a phone call when you're not here?
Hate the way he speaks.
And I literally said that to him. I was like, if I'm not on the clock, I've got no obligation. Unless you're paying the bill, that's how we're going to be. And he just like stopped talking.
Silent, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, well, what do I say to that?
You can't.
And then he also said the same thing. How hard is it to have your email on your phone? I was like, I have my personal email on my phone.
If you want to give me a work phone.
If you want to give me a work phone, I will happily put the work email on there.
Right.
And then if you give me after hour pay for use of that phone, I'll do it.
Yeah. Which, in all fairness, makes absolute sense.
Nope. Because if you're texting me, I'm on the clock at that moment.
Yeah, and your job does not require you to be off-site. So...
Well, technically...
you could.
My position, I work in both sides.
Sure.
Technically.
Yeah, technically you are correct.
But they only utilize me on one side.
So...
Even though Eagle has sent me to that side many times to just fuck around.
Which seems fun.
Yeah.
And I've only done it once with you.
So.
Yeah. So, I'm gone. I'm out. I'm turning everything off. Okay. Mm-hmm. I have packed a massive sleeping bag, a personal tent with a mosquito net. I've got a hammock with a mosquito net. I've got a cot so I don't sleep on the floor.
You're gonna come back eating. I know it.
I'm really sensitive to mosquitoes. They come after me like a motherfucker. I think it's because I'm sweet. But, is that too gay?
I'm pretty lucky. Like they don't come for you. They don't be hunting me.
Let's do a blood transfusion so they leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah,
and then they get after you.
I don't know what it is. My shit ain't good.
What's your blood type?
I don't know.
Me neither. So
what the fuck did you ask then?
I don't know. So
I know Courtney's.
What is it?
I think it's like OB or something. She has like a very rare blood type.
Oh, one of those?
Yeah.
Universal donor?
Yeah, universal donor. So if I'm out down bleeding, she could save my life.
Take her out.
Yeah.
Take her with you.
Wait, take her out. Like, I need the blood.
Transfer the soul. So, I packed my hatchet shovel. I've got like all kinds of like quick medical aid stuff. I've got my firearm. I've got 3 knives, and I've got all kinds of shit. Oh, yeah. I have this. I did buy one thing. I've got this new battery pack that's solar powered.
Yep.
It's the best one on the market. I spent $180 on it.
Okay.
It's nice. And it's about the size of 2 phones put together.
Gotcha. It's that one that like flips out.
It looks like the one that's in your office, just a little bigger.
Gotcha.
And it does flip out. Okay. Yeah, it's really nice.
Well, the one in my office is meant to charge car batteries.
It's just exactly like that.
Gotcha.
Like the AMP, that was AMPH or whatever, the reading is like over, it's like, you know, like the max is usually like 4,000, 4,800. It's like 63 or 62,000 or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's really nice.
I gotcha.
I'm really excited to use it.
I also told him to take my hammer, but he refused.
Yeah, I don't need your goddamn hammer.
That is a nice hammer.
Okay, it's a heavy duty hammer, but I don't need your fucking hammer.
It does a lot of work.
I'm only gone for a few days. I'm not going to build a Minecraft house.
Think about how many bodies you could hide using that.
Not many. It's a fucking... You know how many bodies I could create with that?
That's the word.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I'm picking it up. All right, so that's what's going on, and basically I am just going to disappear. I'm going to be like 300 yards away from them at all times until we do events together that I know we have planned in our our Google Docs.
Your obituary.
I'm gone. I also have a walkie-talkie because I know my uncle has a walkie-talkie. We could hit the same frequency.
Oh, you took it from work?
No. Funny you say that, but no. It's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it had...
to be honest, you probably could have got away with it, too.
Bring it back. But I had an old friend a long time ago. It's both of ours, but they're like pre-military grade. You know what I mean? Like they're really nice. They're not quite military, but they're like we used it for security. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did in fact steal it from work, allegedly.
Gotcha.
but not artwork.
I used to have one that was like a solid one that had like just as good as a distance as the ones that are at work.
Yeah.
The only reason the ones that at work have good distance is because we have an amplifier.
Yeah, a thing, yeah.
But mine itself had the ability to just go far as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. So, because it was like an army style.
Yeah, it connects to radio towers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I used to use it and I would just change channels and fuck around and yell at people. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember one time I left it in my mom's car and I put it in the back of it on like the top part on a hot day.
Oh.
Bitch melted.
Oh, that sucks.
Like all of it just went like a puddle.
Ooh.
And then all you saw was like the metal
like the
pieces.
Terminator middle, yeah. like the exoskeleton.
I'm like, damn, I'll probably never get another one like this. And I never did.
Why would you?
I don't know.
You won't need it till you need it.
The only reason I had it is because my dad was like in the army in Cuba.
Yeah.
And that's where it came from.
Nice.
So it was like a Cuban radio.
Oh, I had a Cuban radio.
Yeah.
Hit them unknown frequencies.
Dude, for real.
Hell yeah. Hawaii. Funny you say that. So at our job a few years ago, I helped a young man of the age of 93. He required extra help, and I was there for him for a little while for everything. Because this guy he looked like he was on his deathbed. He also looked like a cancer patient. Like he had yellow skin, you know? Really nice guy. Like really nice. Like a little too nice. A little too nice. And it got to the point where I figured out, oh, he likes boys. Like not men, like he likes boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you looked like a boy.
I look like a boy. Yeah. So he so at the end of helping him to Honolulu, his destination, since we're on that track.
Sure.
He gave me a very nice handwritten letter. And actually, he didn't even give it to me.
Just scribbling it.
I left him, and he gave it to somebody else, who gave it to somebody else, who gave that to me.
Yeah.
Like he made sure that message got to me, right?
Yep.
So it's a handwritten letter. It's about a page long, and I have a picture of it on my phone from years ago that says, "Mr. Thomas, I really enjoyed your company, blah, blah, blah." And it's like a lot of compliments. And at the bottom, it says, "Listen, if you're ever in Hawaii, there's a place for you at my house. I want you to come and stay with me. Here's my address, my phone number, and my email. Let me know when you're coming and I'll take care of you." And I was like, bro, first of all, just so you know, he was rich.
Yeah, he was stacked.
Stacked. Like, I mean, fat stacked, okay? He was wearing New Balances. I know he was rich, okay?
Yeah.
Bro, this guy was
he may have looked like he was dying, but he was flexing.
He was flexing, dude.
He's like, these are my final years. Yeah. I got
paper. He had like an old watch on. Like we're talking like pre-Omega. Like it was like 1910 kind of watch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like this guy was rolling it. Yeah, I don't know what he does, but he's like, I own like 2 houses in Hawaii in the nicest spots, you know, outside of Honolulu. Like
come swim with some turtles.
Come hang out with me. Swim with my turtle with the long neck. Yeah.
He's
so
got
like
his own turtle.
Yeah. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Turtle.
His turtle. Yeah. So like you know, play peek out of the shell. So when I did go to Hawaii with my family, I did in fact send him an email because it was probably a year later, like to the day. I sent him an email and I was like, hey, you know, I'm coming to Hawaii, like whatever. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I would not. That's how you win at life these days. Like that's how bad the economy's gotten. That's how bad life's gotten. Everybody my age, at least, is losing momentum, is losing drive to do anything because the world is ending. You know what I mean? The economy's ending for Americans. War is starting. I'm not going to get political in a second. But like, you know, my whole life has been driven towards creating entertainment for people and, you know, acting and creating films and, you know, just the arts. That's like my shindig. But I feel like I've wasted my college years. I wasted my life dedicating myself to a craft that will no longer be important when the world shuts down or will never get me anywhere because the market, the talent is, there's just a billion people better than you at everything, right?
That's a fair statement.
Yes. So it's not that I have no hope and it's not that I don't try. You've seen I've done some stuff recently.
You do many things.
Right. But it's sad. So I was like, I'm going to hop on this guy's dick if that means I'll never have to work for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I was like, I will blow this old man. Like at this point, I'll do it. And Never talked back to me.
Yeah,
never hit me back.
Back up.
And I think it's because he passed away.
He probably died.
He definitely probably died over there.
And his kids got his fortune instead of you.
I don't think he had kids.
The states got his fortune.
You know what he did have? He had a cat.
His cat got the fortune.
I think his cat got everything. I'm one of those people too, I swear to God.
Well, you leave everything to your cat, and then the person, whoever is taking care of your cat, has to keep your cat alive.
There you go.
Because
they have your assets.
It's within the will that if the cat is killed any way other than natural, then,
that's forfeiture.
They forfeit everything and it goes to the states.
I feel like I heard a story one time about a fashion designer that did that.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, like a really famous person.
It's crazy how many people say, I don't like any of you fuckers, but I love my pet. Whoever takes care of my pet the best can have my shit. That's
actually pretty smart and a test of courage. So that sucks that how you're in my will, you have nothing to do with my cat. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't put my cat down for anything, except for I would like these list of people to be in charge of the care for Hercules, right?
Right.
I
don't get why I'm in your will, though.
You're my best buddy.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's a good, little clip for Discord. Why am I in your will? You're my best buddy. And then a little gay music plays.
Play some music.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Titanic theme,
Side note, I'm in 3 other people's wills. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Me too. You know whose will I might still be in?
Whose?
I think my ex-girlfriend's. I had an ex-girlfriend who I was with for a long time. This was during high school and college. We were together for a while. Mm-hmm. Her parents loved me so much, as do most, that they threw me in their will.
Gotcha.
Yeah, That's
cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I think I'm still in it, to be honest with you, because we're still Facebook friends to this day, and they still, sort of keep in contact with me.
Maybe 4 wills.
Are you trying to flex?
No. So I had to really think about it. Uh-huh. If I'm officially in yours, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's 1.
You are officially documented.
And then I'm 100% in my mom's will. Uh-huh. Right? Technically, I was in my dad's will, too, but whatever. My mom got everything, so she's divvying it. Right? So... I'm in my mom's will. I'm in Courtney's family's will too, her grandparents, which I didn't expect, but they added me to it.
I think you told me that,
and I think it's cool. But whatever, I'll never ask them for anything. I never wanted anything from them, so that's really cool that they did give it to me. But you know whose will I am in? John's.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's actually very expected.
I also have the power to kill him.
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah.
And without hesitation,
so
we're pulling that plug.
Yeah. I told him, I was like, dude, the day you go into a coma, your mom's not getting in my way. I'm pulling the plug.
And he knows that.
And he knows it. I told him. Because I'm like...
And in case you hesitate, because he's your buddy...
I won't.
I'm going to be on your shoulder. I'm going to be like, do it.
Remember, he ate your chicken sandwich, which I haven't explained.
That motherfucker. Story. Yeah. Tell that real quick before I jump into something else.
Okay, so I've been holding this one back.
That fucking bitch.
Because
I remember. You were mad.
I hate John so much. And you guys know I tell all these bad stories about John, and sometimes I throw in a nice one about him that I love about him. Whatever. Rarely. With this one, he can go fuck himself, because I don't give a fuck what he does. He fucking owes me a chicken sandwich. So... there's this Asian place that I went to with Johnny where it was a bakery, right? And they had all these fucking really cool different snacks and stuff, and some of their stuff was seasonal, right? They weren't planning to make any more of it. They were just selling it out and then that's it, right? So I go there and I'm like, cool, let me get 6 pork buns.
Yeah, nice.
Some other fucking buns that had different shit. One of them had bean paste in it.
Yeah.
The other one had they had pork, chicken, and then some sort of I think it was duck or something.
Okay.
Some other poultry.
Yeah.
Right. Mystery meat.
Poultry.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Fuck you. I know words. But
this guy's a fucking idiot. Go ahead.
Long story short, they experimented and made a fried chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And it looked so fucking good. I watched them prep it and make it.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is gonna be the last one of the day, right? And I was like, right here. Mine.
Yep.
Hand it over.
Yeah.
Because, like, they were just making them, whatever, right? So they made, like, 2 or 3 of them. I only got one for myself.
Yep.
And then...
Well.
What? Yeah. And so then I get home. So let me paint a mental image just for the moment. During this time, John was living in my house because I helped him get a job at my job because he
was struggling. He was homeless.
He was not homeless. He was technically struggling. He either got fired or he quit. Right?
He had a job before that?
Yeah, he had a job before that.
I didn't know that.
Apparently, the manager said something to him and he got offended. So he was like, whatever, I'll just quit, blah, blah, blah. And the manager was like, go ahead, I don't give a fuck. And then John just never came back.
Oh, okay.
So,
VQ, baby.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. So it was either a firing or he just quit. Because the guy literally just said, I don't need you if you don't want to be here, And I'm going to be honest, now that I've worked with John... The guy, like, everything John said about his manager made his manager sound like a horrible person. I don't think his manager was a horrible person. I think his manager was just fed up with John's bullshit.
All right, there it is.
Just saying, because sometimes John isn't all there.
I'm on it.
Because sometimes Shark gives him gives him the short end of the stick really hard.
Sure.
But most of the time it's warranted.
Yeah.
Majority of the time it is, but now it's at the point where he doesn't give him any time. He'll just be like, leave, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. We don't want to see you. Because
I get it.
Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's probably what happened at his old job, right? Something like that. But he quit that place and then he was like off for like a month and a half or 2, right? And he wasn't making any money and he was paying rent to his mom, right? So he's like, I literally don't have money to be here. So what should I do? I was like, come work with me. Come live at my house for a little bit. And then we'll see if we can get you a place on your own.
For a little bit.
Right. Which ended up being a fucking year and a half, give or take, until I threw him out. Like, he really didn't want to leave.
I remember.
When I told him it's time to go. But nonetheless, he was in the house. He used to live in the attic. We used to call him John Frank.
Holy shit. Now we're getting into the genocide jokes. I like it.
But we used to call him John Frank. We'd leave him up there in the attic.
Fuck.
Like, we helped him. We got him a bed and everything. Like, it wasn't a bad room. The only problem is upstairs there's not really any walls. It's just open floor.
Yeah.
So we kind of like made makeshift walls, which kind of sucks, but I really wanted to build an actual upstairs up there, but I didn't have the time to do it. So we essentially made like just fake walls, and how it is, it's just up there right now.
I get you.
But so he had his own area, and then I come home. So like after buying all that shit, I bought like fucking 6 of everything, right? Except the fucking chicken sandwich. And I didn't eat the chicken sandwich because me and Johnny went to like a restaurant afterwards, right?
Right.
We stopped there, we picked up a bunch of food, then we went and we ate, right?
Yeah.
We ate at his restaurant. I have a photo of it for his restaurant. It's like one of the main photos where like Jayu's eating and then there's like a bunch of food and then I had like a bowl of rice. Good food. But what ended up happening was I get home, I fucking see Courtney in the kitchen, and I'm like, hey, I'm just stopping by to drop off all these groceries because they need to be refrigerated. And I'm like, hey, really quick, just so that you understand, I got pork buns, I got chicken buns, I got fucking, mystery meat bun, whatever that fucking, it was some other chicken. But I got these specifically for the house, and I'm explaining this to her. I'm like, these are specifically for the house. Now I took it out of the bag. This fried chicken sandwich is mine. Don't eat it. I'm coming back for this shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. I go back and I do the shit with Johnny. We eat, we do whatever, blah, blah, blah. I come back home super fucking late. And I hop on my computer, I start playing video games, and it's like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my stomach's grumbling. I need something. And I'm like, I'm going to eat my chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fucking good.
You've been thinking about it all day.
I've been thinking about it all day. Yeah. So then I go into the kitchen. I open up the bag and I look inside. I'm like, okay, I don't see it in here. Maybe Courtney put it in the fridge, like I said. Right? Go in the fridge. I don't see it at all.
Now the panic sets in.
And I'm like, no, there's no panic. Just immediate. What the fuck is going on? Did Courtney eat my fucking sandwich?
Immediately.
After I said, don't eat my fucking sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, pissed. Like, I immediately get mad. And then I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna let it slide. I grabbed a fucking pork bun, right?
For sure.
I'm like, if it's Courtney, I can accept it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the morning.
Right.
Right.
And I'll still yell.
Yeah.
Because it was mine.
Right.
I said don't do it. Right.
But you're not going to yell now. 4:30.
Right. It's 4:30. I'm like, fuck it. I fucking come in here. I eat it. I watch TV. Well, not in here because before I never had this. I just had it on here. I watched TV on my computer. And then afterwards I went to bed. I wake up the next day and, I woke up late. So like it was like around 12, maybe 1.
Yeah.
This is my weekend days. So just so you understand, I'm not some lazy bum. Fully.
It's fucking lazy. Go ahead.
But so what ends up happening is I wake up and I literally first thing is I rise like a fucking vampire. Did you eat my chicken sandwich? And like immediately I'm fucking like yelling at Courtney. I'm like, did you eat my fucking chicken sandwich? Where the fuck did it go?
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't eat your chicken sandwich.
Oh,
I don't know
the
what the
plot
fuck.
thickens.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm like yelling at her, right? John hears that I'm up and all that, right?
Yeah.
So he comes downstairs.
Right.
And he's just like listening. And I'm like, well, where the fuck is it? Because I didn't see it in the fridge. I didn't see it in the bag.
Yeah.
What's going on? And then John comes weaseling out of the fucking door.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I ate it. And I'm like, did Courtney not tell you to fucking like... okay, so my exact words were, John, why the fuck did you eat it?
Yeah.
And he's like... His exact words were, oh, well, when you got here the other day, you said that, that you bought all that stuff for the house and that anyone could eat it. And I was like, okay, John. So you heard all of that conversation? He's like, yeah, I heard the whole thing. I was like, okay. So did you hear the part about me saying, don't eat my fucking chicken sandwich? And he's like, no, why would I hear that? I was like, fuck you. You're a bitch-made motherfucker. I was cussing him out. I'm like, because I haven't been back there.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't gone back there since I went with Johnny that one time. I don't even know where the fuck it is.
You'll never know what it tastes like.
And I'll never know what it tastes like. They don't make it anymore. So, from what I know.
Right.
Right? So, I didn't get the chicken sandwich. John ate it, and he fucking played stupid. Like, I didn't say all of that stuff. Because in my head, I was like, okay, he didn't hear that conversation, right?
Right, he wasn't around for it.
Maybe he walked out there without Courtney seeing him.
And he
just thought it was okay, and he picked the best looking fucking thing out of everything. Everything's little fucking buns.
Yeah.
And he saw the chicken sandwich and was like, I guess I'll just have that.
You gave him the benefit of the doubt.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but then the motherfucker said he was standing behind this door listening to the whole fucking story, right?
Son of a bitch.
And then he still fucking ate my chicken sandwich. I'm so pissed.
You're so mad.
I'm so mad right now.
Oh my god.
You don't know how much it fucking pisses me off.
Just like the cereal, the McDonald's.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
did I tell the story about the cereal?
No, you didn't, and I love that story. I haven't heard it in 2 years.
God,
I'm so excited.
I fucking hate John.
Relive it.
Why are you doing this to me? I'm so angry.
Relive it, baby. Relive it.
I got a smile on my face, but it's not a real smile.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
What's your favorite cereal that you got? What was that?
Fruity Pebbles.
All right.
Is my favorite cereal.
Talk about the Fruity Pebbles.
He touched. So, yeah, okay, I'm going to stay on that. Okay. I was going to side note, but I don't want to side note.
No, don't side note. I want this anger train to keep going.
Fuck. Okay. So, again, John moved into my house, and it was like his earlier days when he just moved in. Mm-hmm. Right? But John has been around me for years. So he knows I have certain rules that I specifically follow 100%, right? And they're things that I say to people very often. So during that time, I only eat one type of cereal. I rarely eat cereal because I don't like eating cereal. So like I'm very picky, right? Yeah. So like I'll eat Cookie Crisp, I'll eat fucking Fruity Pebbles, I'll eat
sponsors.
Not sponsors at all. I'll eat Captain Crunch, sure. You know. What the fuck is Trix? I'll eat Trix. Dude, I like Trix.
Trix for kids.
Fucking good. Dude, during those times when I was little, I used to smash that shit, dog.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But, you know, like those were like my main ones, and then I really like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch now, because like that's more of a newer...
You're trailing off. I need anger.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So there's a rule in my house that if I buy cereal, and I buy my favorite cereal, which is Fruity Pebbles, I don't want anybody to eat it. Right. And I specifically tell everyone, don't eat this. Like I also have a
You need a labeler.
Fucking John. No, it's not that. Everybody knows what's mine. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So John also has touched my cookies. And I love cookies.
I remember the cookies.
And that pisses me off too. So
Fruity Pebbles. So what ended up happening was
John comes to the house. He sees me pour a thing of Fruity Pebbles in the morning right before work, right? He's just watching me, and he sees me pour it, and then I close it up, and I put it back where I got it, and then I I pour my milk, blah, blah, blah. I go grab a spoon. I'm prepping my shit, right? And I put my bowl right there on the fucking counter, where the dog fence is. And I'm like, okay. And I watch John go grab the box of cereal, come walk back inside, grab a bowl, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, hey, John, what are you doing? Yeah. And he's like, what?
I'm making a bowl of cereal.
I'm making a bowl of cereal. And I'm like, there's 6 other cereals there. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but I like Fruity Pebbles, and I want Fruity Pebbles. And I was like, did you buy those Fruity Pebbles? And he's like, no, they're just here at the house. And I'm like, put my Fruity Pebbles back. Yeah. You didn't spend a single dollar on them. They're mine. I'm the only one that eats Fruity Pebbles in this fucking house.
You're missing one part of the story that I distinctly remember.
I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Okay. So he gets pissed and he's looking at me like I'm a fucking asshole, right? Yeah. So he goes and he fucking takes the fucking box and he puts it back. Right? And he listens, right? Because he's like, that's fair, whatever. And I start to walk away because, after touching something, I don't know what I touched, but I had, dog hair on my hands or something, and I wanted to wash my hands. Yeah. Right? So I start walking away, and I go to the bathroom, right? Right. And as I walk into the bathroom, I get this feeling in my gut.
This ominous feeling?
And I get this hankering that... something's not right in the universe.
What the fuck is a hankering?
Exactly.
All right.
And so what
Tomatoes, onions.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is I just get that feeling, right? And I turn back around and I walk back and I'm like, and John, don't fucking touch. And I see this motherfucker with a spoon scooping my fucking cereal, about to take a bite. And I'm like, you put that fucking spoon down right now. Jesus. And he's just like, and then I literally jump over the fucking dog fence, slap the shit out of his hand, and I throw my fucking cereal away. And I'm like, listen here, motherfucker, this is my cereal. Don't fucking touch it. I don't have many rules in this house. I let you eat every single fucking thing in this house. And whenever I fucking tell you, don't eat a specific fucking thing, you always go for that fucking thing. Yeah. No matter what it is.
Give it to him.
And it fucking drives me nuts. Yeah. And I get super fucking angry. And that's what he fucking does with my cookies. So, I leave my cookies on the counter, right? They used to sit on that fucking table over there. Right. Every single fucking time. I'd come home. I'd get a fucking cup of milk. I'd open the thing up. I'd get 2 cookies. Yep. There's 30 of them bitches in there, right? Yeah. But I only ever eat 2 cookies because I'm very selective on how many cookies I'm allowed to
You're
eat.
so autistic.
Yes.
Gotta watch your calorie count.
I'm not even watching. I just don't like
You just like the texture. You like holding just in your hand.
I don't like eating a lot of cookies.
Okay.
I eat a certain number, and then I'm like, that's the sweet spot. I'm good. I'm fulfilled. You gotta have that sweet spot. So it's either... It depends on the day, because sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3.
Oh, you mix it up a little?
Right.
A little exotic?
But I never go past 3.
Okay.
So, just so it be known. I never eat 1, and I never go past 3.
Let it be known.
Let it be known.
Okay.
But cookies are one of my favorite, like, dessert treats.
I'm going for 4 of them bitches. Okay.
They're in the back. I have them hiding. So...
You know what we have to do.
So, John would come home... And he would, like, I wouldn't eat the cookies, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I would come home, I'd eat 2 cookies, boom. And then I wouldn't touch them for, like, an entire week.
Okay.
Right? Because I had my fill of the cookies.
Okay.
I don't feel the need to eat sugar.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, my cookie jar kept running out.
Yeah.
And it was getting lower and lower. And I'm like, so who's eating my cookies? And I asked Courtney, are you eating my fucking cookies? What the fuck is going on? Because if she eats them, I'm not going to say shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You've lived in this house long enough to know these are mine. Don't fucking touch them. Keep in mind, she never touches them.
Yeah.
So she knows not to touch my fucking cookies.
Here you go again, giving John the benefit of the doubt. I
do.
Yeah.
I always give John the benefit of the doubt.
And see where it gets you in life.
Because John is someone I love.
Yeah.
So John gets the benefit of me not targeting him.
And there it is.
Right?
He was the enemy the whole time.
So I fucking left, and then I was like, the next time we went to the store to get those cookies, I told John, I was like, John, he's like, what's up? I was like, you see that box of cookies over there? Go get it. And then he went and got it, and I was like, you're buying me those. And he's like, why do I have to buy these for you? And I was like, John, you've been eating my fucking cookies every day, haven't you?
Yeah, get them.
And he's like, well, I'd have like maybe 1 or 2. And I'm like, remember, those are mine. Mm-hmm. I've only ever told John 3 times what not to touch.
Yeah.
In this fucking house when it comes to my food. And each time he has fucking taken them, he has done whatever he can to fucking eat them.
He's broken all the
whenever
rules.
I'm not around looking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Does it every fucking time. And he's done it one time where like he was right in my face, grabbed it and just ate it with such confidence. And I'm just looking at him, watching him eat it.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not saying anything because in my head I'm like, he's buying me like at least 3 of these bitches. Like, I'm not letting it slide. Right. Like he owes me interest on these fucking cookies.
There it is.
That's the end of it.
Yep.
So
real estate cookies.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, if you're gonna be eating my cookies, you're gonna be buying me fucking cookies and then getting your own so that you don't fucking eat mine anymore. And you know, whatever. He'd never buy cookies for himself. Mm-hmm. He just mooched. Whatever. But that's what he fucking would do all the fucking time. Eat my fucking cookies. Eat my fucking cereal. And then, there was one time he bought Fruity Pebbles. Right?
Okay.
So he bought Fruity Pebbles, and every single day I ate his Fruity Pebbles.
Savage.
Because he never wanted to open the box, right? Right. Because I asked him, I was like, hey man, when are you going to open the box? And he's like, I don't want to eat them right now. I just want, like, I own them. Those are mine. I'm going to eat them when I have the time. Yeah. Because he was doing he was pulling a bit. Yeah, yeah. Right? He was pulling my bit. Yeah. Where.
I kind of like it.
So, like, because a bag of Fruity Pebbles could last me, like, 4 months.
Sure.
For no reason.
That's too long, but sure.
Right, I know. But it's just, I don't eat it enough to, like, I don't eat cereal enough to be like.
I gotcha.
You know. Yeah. Whatever.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and then I keep it in a dry place, so it's not like it's getting fucking soggy or something. It's a dried food. I was about to say fruit. But fucking John, as soon as he bought that fucking cereal, I opened the bottom of the box.
Oh, God.
Took the thing out, opened it, dumped half the... Like, I got such a big bowl... And I ate that bitch during the night, every night. Jesus. Before going to bed. Until both bags, because he bought the 2-pack bags, the family size.
Okay, gotcha.
So I fucked those up, you know? And then I put them back in, fucking glued the bottom of the box.
You did? That's actually pretty funny.
I was petty.
That's funny.
And I put it back. And then I asked him every single day, when are you going to open that box so I can get a bite in there? And all that. Now I ask him like...
Now it's your game.
Now I'm egging him on.
Right.
And then I just remember how upset he was.
Yes.
When he grabbed the box, felt it, and was like, did a rat fucking eat this? What happened? And then he opens it, and both bags are clean, empty.
That's awesome.
You know, the box wasn't eaten or anything.
Right.
It was me.
That's awesome.
I ate his shit.
That's beautiful.
And, yeah. So, I fucking robbed him of his cereal. It was a very good thing.
That's awesome.
But I still haven't forgiven him about the chicken sandwich. And he offered to buy me a sandwich for an entire year. Right?
Wow.
So like once a week he would buy me a sandwich.
You can't afford that.
I don't care if you can or not.
Yeah.
I looked him dead in his eyes and I was like, go fuck yourself. I will never let this chicken sandwich
It's also a very specific and possibly the only one of its kind sandwich.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Can you describe the sandwich for the viewers? What was in it? What was on it?
So...
Was it Korean fried chicken?
Yeah.
Like the good shit?
Yeah. Like Korean fried chicken.
Yeah.
Batter, everything.
Yeah.
It was fluffy. Like, it felt good. Even the fucking bun that it was in, like, it didn't feel like the bun got soggy after having it for a bit of time, right?
Perfect bread.
Right. It was solid bread.
We're talking half baguettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Legit. They just sliced the top off, and then they put it on. They layered it. They had, it had tomato, and then as well it had, well, it would have got a little bit soggy, but whatever. I like soggy sandwiches.
Ew.
I know. You like, it's a thing. About me. I like that. And it had,
You're a freak.
What?
You're gross.
Fuck you.
Have you ever seen this guy eat a fucking...
What's the nastiest thing you've ever eaten? Like,
that's rough. Like, alive or dead?
So... I guess that doesn't matter.
Okay.
So that's a different term.
I don't know.
So let's say this.
Okay.
Let's say that it's actual food wise, right?
Okay. I'm glad you said that boundary.
So not just some random animal you picked up off the ground and just...
Well, I told you about that one time in Mexico.
Sure. I'll say I remember.
Okay. So...
But I remember when I was really little, I was really hungry, but I wanted a sandwich.
Okay.
And there was no bread.
Where is this going?
So...
I'm scared.
I didn't have any bread. So my mom brought home chocolate cake. So I sliced the chocolate cake thin.
Okay.
And I took it.
Yeah.
And I put mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup on it.
Wow.
And then I took all the sandwich meat and slapped it on there.
Whoa, this is a story.
Yeah. And then I figured because I was eating chocolate cake with the combination of turning it into a sandwich that I would make, that I would also get, a cup of milk. So I was just like eating a chocolate.
That's a wild
sandwich.
Combination.
Yeah. And then I drank milk.
With meat too?
Yeah, it was meat, cheese, everything.
That's a wild
like a normal
combo.
sandwich. So the thing is, my dad would buy a specific amount of like meat, right? Like he'd buy like ham.
Can you say specific for me?
Specific.
Okay, go ahead.
He would buy ham.
Twice in the podcast you said it wrong, so I just wanted to...
He'd buy salami.
Make sure you're okay. Are you having a stroke?
And I love salami. Salami's so fucking good.
Yeah, you're gay.
And he would buy bologna. He would buy...
Gabagool!
He'd buy turkey, and then like...
Is it a hit?
Then like, not shredded chicken, but like, sliced chicken, like thin sliced.
Okay.
Where it's like still kind of loose, but it's like a whole ass chicken that they just rotisserie style slice.
Love that.
And he would buy that all the time, and I would just take all of that shit. And I would do double of everything.
Yeah, so you're insane.
Huh?
For the chocolate thing. But innovation-wise, beautiful.
I also remember I did that a second time. And
I can't believe you put mayonnaise on it.
We ran out of milk, so I used orange juice. And that was, to me...
You're disgusting. That's when you ruined the whole thing.
Orange juice does not go well with chocolate cake.
It doesn't. Oh my God, you're horrible. That's really nasty.
That was one of the... Like, it's not... I I feel that's like texture wise and like the mixture wise, it's the nastiest thing that I've done.
Okay.
But I've like eaten some like real nasty shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I see what you're saying.
But that's like just a combination of shit that I just decided to do. Yeah. Right. And it turns out to be good or bad.
I can't think off the top of my head of the nastiest food. I've had like insects and shit.
Yeah, but bugs or whatever.
Bugs or whatever.
Like,
so
most bugs literally just taste like peanuts because they don't have too much flavor unless they're squishy.
Comparison.
Because if they have like sustenance inside them, then because like ants are literally just sugar.
That's a very good point. You're right.
You know? Because I've eaten ants before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I remember one time I was in Cuba. I just went to go visit my dad at the cemetery. Mm-hmm. The one who killed himself when I was young, right? Not Andres. Yeah. So, we went to go visit his grave, and then the guy who... the groundskeeper... Apparently, my mom's really good friends with him, right? So whenever we visit, he always invites us to his house, and we hang out for a little bit, and he, like, gets us water and snacks and shit. Well, he gave us cake, and literally, the cake was infested with ants. Nice. And it was all over them, and I was just like, do I really want to eat this? First and foremost, I think cake from Cuba tastes like dog shit. I think it's disgusting. And it's not because it is disgusting, it's because they use a certain...
sugar, flour?
No, it's just
eggs, butter,
filling.
Okay.
The filling that they use, and they don't use it for all of them. It's just that filling to me is disgusting on cake. Okay. I don't know why, and I don't know the name of the filling. That's why I'm not saying it.
I gotcha.
But to me, it is the most disgusting thing because like that filling sounds good with like crackers.
Okay. Ew.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like dry, salty crackers.
I know what you're saying.
It would taste
it's a dip.
Really fucking good.
I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they put it on cake.
Gross.
And then it's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And it's perfect.
Says the guy that had orange juice chocolate cake, meat, mayonnaise, and whatever the fuck else was on your sandwich.
Yes.
You're disgusting.
Well, I was always one of those kids who would go up to like the soda machines and just the whole thing.
That's why you have brain damage.
What? You would never do that?
No. So you ate the ants on the cake.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I didn't want to be disrespectful to the guy.
Sure.
Because he was so nice and he always takes care of us.
Did you blow a couple off?
And he takes care of my dad's grave, right?
Yeah.
Even though I don't give a shit about him, you know? Like, it's still the thought, hey, he takes care of my father's grave.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm very respectful to the people, right? So as soon as he handed it to me, I saw all the ants on it, and I was just like, hum.
It's gotta happen.
You know? And I just
ate. Crunchy?
Well, whatever, you know?
You just went for it.
I didn't care.
How was the cake?
I hated it.
All right.
Well, plus, because, you know, I already don't like cake, period.
Yeah.
Like, there's only certain cakes that I eat. Cheesecake and tres leches cake. There you go. But... other than that, I don't like cake at all.
Those are both my least favorite cakes. Go ahead.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you liked cheesecake.
No, I like the cheesecake you made one time. I fucking
Courtney
hate cheesecake.
made that.
That's why Courtney and I are friends.
Okay.
That and Twilight.
And besides that, just so that you know, the way that Courtney makes those cheesecakes sucks ass, and I'm mad every time she makes them like that.
You better be careful. She's gonna run in here.
And she knows because I let her know.
I thought it was good.
I know you did.
Both of them. She made 2.
I know.
I thought they were really good.
And you were mistaken.
When I was a kid,
yes,
7th grade, specifically 7th grade, I remember this. I had really weird antics. This is like during the time when, like, you know, I was really shunned out by both parents, so I was kind of just like doing my own thing all the time with no regard for anything.
How old again?
13.
Okay.
12, 13. So that's 7th grade, right? So
yeah, give or take.
I distinctly remember every morning before school, I would make the specific instant ramen. When I say specific, you know how there's cup instant ramen?
Yes.
By Ichiro or whatever the fuck?
Sure.
There's the bag version with the packet inside.
That's the ones I like.
So I used to love those, right? Okay. Very easy to make.
Not anymore?
This is what happened.
Or you still love them?
Shut the fuck up. So I kept eating them every morning before school. Mm-hmm. This is like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., right?
Gotcha.
I would wake up early and I want to be specific on this.
Protein, baby.
I would eat ramen, and if I had time, I would jerk off. I would try to jerk off at least, because I don't think I really started knowing how to do it until later. Not at the same time, dick ass. It was either before or after. But I had that taste in my mouth like throughout the whole day, because it was like after I brushed my teeth. You know what I mean? Like I brush my teeth and then eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was when I grew up when I learned you should probably eat before you brush your teeth so then your teeth are clean. So anyways, I would have it 5 days a week, right? Every morning. And I just have that taste embedded in my system, because for like a year I did that. Even when I wasn't going to school. So I think I did it almost every day. I had instant ramen, okay? There was one day, I don't know what happened.
How would you cook it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It would not be stovetop, though.
As a kid, I did it a specific way. I'll explain that later. Keep going.
Like throw an egg in there or something?
No, keep going.
So, I don't remember how I would make it. Oh, microwave. I think I was one of those kids. I know that's sketchy.
Okay.
Because nowadays I'm either kettle or stovetop.
That's fine.
But I think I did it with a microwave for some reason. Anyways, so for some reason something happened to me. I threw up while eating the ramen into the ramen. And I kind of thought it was like a hiccup. So I kept eating it until I realized. And when I realized, I threw up again, and this time a lot. I threw up all of it into the bowl, and then I didn't go to school that day. But forever, I will remember eating throw up. Like it was the first bite. I ate it and swallowed it, and I was like, oh, like I threw up again.
So you just reminded me of like some...
I wasn't done.
I know, but I just want to throw this out.
Right at the punchline.
Some really, like, technically it'd be really...
He's still going! Go ahead.
Bad child abuse.
Okay.
But I'll leave it at that.
With ramen?
Doesn't that... No, not with ramen, but the throwing up thing. I'll explain later.
That hit your...
Keep going.
That hit your brain?
Yeah, keep going.
I lost it.
The punchline?
I lost all the momentum.
Well, your punchline would have sucked anyway.
I'm one of those people, though, if I were to throw up, especially as a kid, and I was eating something like a favorite food, I can no longer eat it for the rest of my life. It took me a long time to get back into peanut butter, which I love.
I don't
because
like peanut butter
when I was
peanut butter's
a kid,
disgusting.
I used to have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch every day. Yep. Maybe like I was 5 years old.
Gotcha.
I threw up one time while eating it, and I could not stand peanut butter and jelly until I was probably 19 or 20. And I tried it throughout that time. I couldn't do it without almost
gagging. Yeah, but now you eat fucking like bananas and fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich all the time.
Every day. Love
whatever.
It. Yeah.
I see you do it all the time.
It's my go-to protein breakfast. I think it's one of the most
disgusting things in the fucking world whenever I see you eating it.
Dude, toasted bread. Listen to this. Toasted bread, honey, local honey, specifically, organic peanut butter, bananas. Best breakfast ever.
I'm with you on the bananas.
Doesn't beat a full breakfast with eggs and, whatever.
Yeah.
Eggs, bacon, spam, rice, whatever the fuck you want to put in it. That's a very Asian breakfast I just threw out there.
Sure.
But
I just don't like peanut butter.
I know you don't.
It's not me.
It's the texture.
No, it's the flavor.
Flavor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like peanut butter.
So what abusive fucking story with throwing up do you have?
So the thing is, this is something I wanted to talk about before because you're always telling me all these abuse stories from your parents.
I've told you like 2.
Right. But you've told me some off the podcast.
Sure, yeah.
Right? So you've told me all these like abuse stories, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like abuse. And then I think about what happened to me in my
white privilege abuse.
And then I think about what happened to me in my childhood that makes me think your abuse wasn't abuse. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it just sounded like they just didn't want to hang out with you at that moment. Big fucking deal. Like, right? But when you told me that you were eating ramen, oh, by the way, before I go into this, the way that I would eat my ramen,
okay,
the exact same packets, the chicken flavor or whatever.
I'm glad you're bouncing back to this. Okay.
I really wanted to get that out
there. To this day, cannot eat them. I can eat the instant cup, but not that one specifically. Go.
Gotcha. Because I didn't want to forget, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would get a bowl, I would fill it with water.
Yeah.
And then like I would get the ramen, take it, smash it up, like grind it, right?
Okay.
And then I would pour that into the water.
Powder or to like a crack?
To like cracked up into like small pieces.
Gotcha.
Right? Yeah. It's no longer strong, long noodles. It's just little chunks of just random bits and pieces.
I'm with you.
Some might be long, some might be really small. Right? So I would just grind it up.
Dr. Seuss me right now. Go ahead.
Fuck you. I'd grind it up. And then
you hit me with this, some really long, some really small. You'll never know as long as you keep growing tall. Like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Look, it's not what I meant, but whatever. So what ended up happening was I would throw that in the microwave. I'd let it go. And then pretty much most of the liquid would kind of dissolve and get absorbed by the noodles.
Absorbed.
That's what I said. So... And then I would take the packet of flavor or whatever, sprinkle it on, mix it up, right? And then put it in for like another minute.
This is in prison shit
for like the rest of the water to evaporate.
Okay.
Because I didn't want any of the water.
No soup?
No broth.
That's what the ramen's for.
I don't like soup. I've never liked soup.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So
I don't like soup.
I've never liked soup.
That's actually like a really good like t-shirt. It's just your face. I don't like soup.
So that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
So like that's how I would make it because I didn't like the soup aspect. And then I would just eat it and it would just, slurp it down, just
Yeah.
But that's how I would do that.
I gotcha.
Right. That was how I would cook it.
Abuse.
And I always thought it was weird, but because no one else would do it that way. Okay, so
growing up. Abuse.
Yeah, I didn't forget. So, long story short, when I was young, my dad killed himself, and I ended up getting a new father. He was my stepfather, but he raised me since the age of 4, so I consider him my real father. His name was Andres. I love him till this day. In the very beginning, I fucking hated him. I did not like him one bit, right? First and foremost, he was this gangbanger thug who somehow fell into my mom's life and my mom rode with it, right? He was making really good money doing whatever shady shit he was doing during that time. He did end up turning his life around later, but I'm not going to explain all of his business. But one time he told my mom, I am going to cook a special dinner for the family because he wanted to come and like spend time with everybody, right? And he
did you ruin it?
He had the goodness in his heart to do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He came to the house, he was like ready for it. This was right after like we had a house fire and stuff, right? So like my brother burned down the house that we originally lived at. I'll explain that story.
Great.
Yeah, I'll explain that story later, right?
Okay.
There's just so much that happens. Dude, my childhood is fucking wild, right? So, I can also explain why I'm partially deaf, but...
I know that story.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But, so what ends up happening is he comes to the house, he starts cooking, everybody's doing their own thing, I'm doing my own thing. During that time, I didn't actually have a bedroom, because... the house burned down. We were in so my aunt gave us...
What the fuck are you saying? Were you in a garage? What?
No, my aunt gave us her house that she originally was living at, and then she started living at her restaurant. So I don't know if you've ever been to Leo's house, but he has...
No, I've never been to Leo's house.
Okay, so we started calling the place the Ghetto Mansion because it is a giant place, right? But whatever. They moved out of there, they moved in their restaurant, and they let us stay there, right? Which was really good on them. They didn't have to do that. They pretty much gave their house up for us, right? Shout out to them. But what ended up happening was, after like a few weeks or two staying there, I lived the Harry Potter life, so my room was underneath the stairs. It was like a legit... That's
awesome.
So just so that you understand, it was like a legit...
broom closet.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had like a little, like not a bed, but like a mattress.
You're the boy who lived.
I had a mattress underneath the stairs.
Okay.
And then there was like a light in there, so I had a light. And like there was like little shelves that we put up. We made it into
This is amazing. I didn't know this about you.
We made it into a room.
Yeah.
Right? And then my sister got her own full bedroom, and then my brother got his own full bedroom, and then my mom had their own full bedroom. And then I slept in between that little thing underneath the stairs / in the living room because I'd watch TV all night, you know, and then I'd sleep on the couch. But back and forth. So I never really had a room during those times. But Andres came there and he cooked us a dinner. We didn't know what the fuck it was. We never had it before. And I just remember my brother and sister. So we came to the table. He's like, everybody to the table. We're going to have a good time eating. I'm a master chef. Dude, he used to love saying that he was a master chef and everything. Like, he took real pride in his cooking. Yeah. And till this day, he would always say that shit. And in my head, I'm like, yep, master chef, even though I know you never went to culinary school at all. Right? Long story short, he cooked liver. Okay. And liver has a special texture that if you've had it before, you just you bite it and it just falls apart. Yeah. And it either melts or it crumbles. Yeah. And
it's like fleshy, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like Legos. That doesn't make sense.
I would have agreed.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So
if I took a Rubik's Cube and it was made out of like a tongue,
biting into it?
Yeah, it would like pop apart. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it's hard to explain it, but I know if you've had it before, you guys will understand the texture and like whatever, right? Right. No, there's nothing on your shoe.
Oh, okay.
You just picked up your foot, so I immediately looked that way.
Gotcha.
So what ended up happening was he cooked it, and immediately, like, he had rice, onions, and then the meat. So he cuts it all up. He gives Jamaica a piece. He gives me a piece. He gives Mikhail a piece. And we're all sitting there. And my brother, he's cutting it, takes a bite, whatever, right? He had a face on him like, oh, it's not that good, but I'll fucking eat it.
Yeah, don't say shit.
Right.
Right.
Me and my sister cut it, took a bite, immediately threw up on the plate.
Oh, fuck. At the same time?
At the same time.
Hilarious.
There was no hesitation.
Wow.
And we didn't like throw up all over the plate. Like we threw up on like a little piece.
Gotcha.
Right? And my mom wasn't home at the time.
Okay, so it's just the four of you.
So it was just the four of us. And he immediately got pissed.
Oh, fuck.
And he slammed his hand on the table and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like he used to cuss us out, right? Like it didn't matter. Like he got so offended and we were like, we can't eat this. It's disgusting. You know, like we're telling him. Yeah. And he's like, you can't get up from this fucking seat until you eat all of your food.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
So me and my sister cut it again. Eat some more. Throw up again.
Oh my God.
On the table. And then he's just pissed. So he's like, keep fucking eating.
Wow.
And
that's child abuse.
We're sitting there crying.
Yeah.
Just throwing up. And fucking, I remember my mom coming home and being like, what the fuck is even going on?
Did you just sit at the table covered in throw up?
Yeah. It could be because we stopped, like we just couldn't eat anymore. So we just stayed sitting at the fucking chair.
Oh, just reeking.
Yeah. Just like vomiting all over the fucking place.
Oh my God.
Him just sitting there watching us, just pissed. My mom comes in. I just remember, like, it wasn't that long. Like, she was probably out somewhere, and she's like, I'm on my way home now, probably, right? Yeah. Because, you know, my brother just said, just eating like nothing.
Jesus.
Because my brother was always one of them nasty motherfuckers who could just eat anything, right? I became one of those later.
You grew into it.
But I wasn't there yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he forced us to eat, and like, dude, that like a dormant memory. When you said you threw up on your plate, I'm like, I've done that, you know?
God.
But yeah, So my mom came home. What the fuck's going on? And then he explained how he cooked liver for them, or for us. And my mom was like, why the fuck would you feed them liver? Like, that is, because even she understood that liver is disgusting, right? And she's like, my family doesn't eat liver. Never cook liver again in this house,
right?
You know? And, you know, that wasn't a red flag to break up with him or anything. No, that was just it was a learning process.
Just another stepping stone.
You know, just another stepping stone. And then, you know, I got sent back to my fucking little under the fucking stairs room. And then my sister got sent to her room, and we weren't allowed to eat anything else because he was pissed. And then, you know, my mom had to clean up all the table and clean everything.
Oh, your poor mom.
Yeah.
But that's funny.
That dude.
That's some.
When I look back at it,
fucked up. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, that's abuse.
That's child endangerment.
Whenever you like tell me all your stupid stories, I'm like,
one time I got my Xbox taken away.
One time you got your Xbox taken away? Well, I got my shit beat for a week. Like, they got fucked up just for coming out of my room. Like, but no, like, just random shit my dad would do.
Yeah.
And, you know, to this day, I love him. There's nothing but respect and love for who he was and everything that he did to raise me.
Yeah.
Even the day he threw me out of my house, right?
Yeah.
Like, I forgave it, and then I came home, and it was all right.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I got thrown out for bullshit. My sister was the one who did the fucking problem, and I got thrown out for it, and I was hurt. Not because my sister fucked it up for us, but because he didn't just throw my sister out.
Yeah.
He threw me out, too.
Right.
That's what hurt me. Right?
Yeah.
But, you know, he said, come back.
There it is.
I came back. But yeah, no. So many just like random times where like I remember one time, this was when I lived at my old house, and he stayed the night one night. You know, probably just to bang my mom, right? Whatever.
Jesus.
They were dating, right?
Yeah.
So he came over, he stayed the night, and I was in my sister's room because at the time we shared a room, and we shared bunk beds, and I was on the top bunk. And the thing is, I had a nightlight, right?
Okay.
But the nightlight broke or something. Well, the thing is, I was on the top bunk and I couldn't climb down because I couldn't see the stairs and it was too dark to come down. But the nightlight used to be there because I'd wake up randomly, right? Just to go use the bathroom, get a drink of water, then go back to bed, right? So I just remember him coming downstairs because I'm sitting in the fucking thing crying, saying, can someone please help me? I can't get down. I remember like pleading to the gods, someone come help me, because I was like this close to pissing myself. Yeah. Right? I remember him coming in the room saying, shut the fuck up, I got work in the morning, and bitch slapping me.
Oh my God.
And like him just saying, go to fucking bed, right? Yeah. And then like I immediately laid back down, pissed myself, you know, just straight back to sleep. Gotta do it, you know? Wow. And then I just remember doing that, and then fucking like that's one of like my core memories. Jesus. Like, just that happening, and then like one time I ruined a vacation, and like
as one does.
Yeah. So like I was a little kid. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I got upset and I threw a fit. Yeah. Right. And my dad, he was like, if you keep acting like this, we're leaving right now. We're not going to fucking stay here, and you're going to be acting like this bullshit. Yeah. He's like, I'm not catering to you. This is my vacation. If you ruin it, you get your ass beat. Yeah. And I'm like, whatever. I didn't give a fuck. I was crying. I couldn't stop. I tried, right? I remember in my head that I tried my best to stop crying. Yeah. But my outer self couldn't do it, right? And I just remember we went back home. It was like a 4-hour drive or something that we did, right? We went out, had fun-ish, and then I threw a temper tantrum, and he got pissed and was like, we're going home. Took us home. And then my mom was like, you ruined our vacation, so it's time for you to learn how to spell vacation. And she pulled out a belt. and she started beating the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
Like, you know, so she like bent me over and she's just like, I'm gonna teach you. And then she spelled each fucking letter and like beat the shit out of me.
Wow.
And then like I had like bruises like really bad, right?
Yeah.
And like to where like it was hard for me like to sit down and shit.
I feel that.
Like hard fucking bruises. Shout out to my mom. And so what ended up happening was I went to school like a day or so later, and it was like I could barely like sit down properly. So like I was always like doing this or like moving over and doing this. And she's like, I remember my teacher asking me, what's wrong? And I'm like, I was roughhousing with my brother, and like we were playing catch, and he like hit me really hard in the back with a baseball. And I had like a real bad bruise on there. Because that's what my mom trained me to say.
Oh, yeah.
She trained me, guys.
Don't tell the innocents.
Yes. So like, because, you know, she explained it. She's like, now after I beat your ass, this is what you're going to tell people.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're like, well, my brother's like 6 or 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
Give or take. So like, it would make sense. Oh, roughhousing with your older brother got a little too intense. You got bruised up. He's probably fine.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. And like that's like my mom would beat the fuck out of me. Andres would beat the fuck out of me. Sometimes it was unwarranted. Majority of the time, I deserved every fucking beating I got.
Well, I'm glad you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best kid in the world, but I had to get love from somewhere. I had to go out and adventure for it because I came home to the beatings. I just remember like all these like crazy times where like I would just do something and I'm like, this is where I get my ass beat. Like I know it's coming. But I'm still doing it, you know, and I would still go and I'd do something stupid.
Did you ever try to avoid it by like pretending you were asleep or something?
Yeah.
I did it one time.
Let me tell you.
My dad did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
There was one time, I forgot what I did. It was something bad where like I think I lied at school or something. My dad was one of my teachers.
Okay.
He was a teacher at the school I was going to. Yeah, on the ride home, I've tried to do the thing. I was like, I'm going to fall asleep. Maybe he won't spank me when we get home. And like he couldn't move me. He couldn't do it. I was dead, right? Uh-huh. So he carried me. He set me down gently in the bed. Didn't pull down my pants, nothing. But I heard the sound. Whap! Like hard as fuck. And I remember this beating specifically because it was really bad. Like he hit me probably like 9 times.
Oh.
And then he took my favorite blanket from what...
I didn't put it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't put it to my face.
We're not on Survival Island, just drinking like a normal
I just didn't
person.
I didn't put it to my face when I tilted it, so it just poured out on.
For the audio, Kyle just openly chugged a bottle of water and spilled some on himself. I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. Getting distracted by you. Ugh. So that sounded refreshing. Water is not a sponsor. So he took my favorite blankie. I was too old to have a blankie at this point.
I got it from Sam's Club.
I was probably like 6, maybe 7.
Not sponsored.
But not a sponsor. But he took it and like ripped it in front of my face and stuff. He was really mad. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I was upset for days.
That was your abuse?
Chill out. All right, so I want to talk about my balls real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Before I forget.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that you wanted to talk about your balls.
Just because I think it's a funny story.
Gotcha.
So after becoming a proud parent, I got a vasectomy.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because I don't want to ruin any more lives. So
That's fair. How is your kid?
Dead. So I got a vasectomy. No, but so I got a vasectomy. And you know, I wasn't aware that there were too many side effects besides like normal like bruising and maybe a little swelling, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like the usual stuff. Okay? Let me tell you, hold the fuck on. So let me tell you about the fear of man, okay? When one ball is swelling to the size of a baseball. Do you remember the bump in your hand from the other day?
Yeah.
Twice the size.
Twice the size. Gotcha.
My nuts, dude. Okay? I was in a lot of pain and I could not walk. I like literally, you know how like people who have some sort of hip displacement or they're raised on horses where they walk wide?
Yes.
Weird.
I always wonder, like,
how does that happen?
How does that happen?
Yeah, and I've noticed a lot of people who...
Like, is it just, like, some form of, like, a car accident style kind of thing?
Right.
Or,
like, what happened?
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but what...
Like, did your pelvis shatter and, like, that's the only way you can walk? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But I see it a lot. I see people walk like that.
Like, it happens, like...
I thought it was
looks like normal walking.
Yeah.
You know who also walks funny?
It doesn't look normal, huh?
Rima.
Whale. So,
Is that her code name?
No, code name is Piggy.
Really?
And I'll say it right now.
Oh, I like that.
I've nicknamed everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was Piggy.
Yeah. I'm on it. And she's aware of it too.
Oh, okay.
Someone told her. So,
That's funny.
basically, that's so fucked up. So anyways.
Why?
I don't know. What was I saying? Okay, so I couldn't walk, basically. I was wide stepping, and, like, I could hardly sit. Like, it was bad, and I was scared for my life. So I went to the emergency room, right? And she's, like, deep in you right now. She's just staring at you. Actually, she's looking at me, maybe. So, I went to the emergency room, and they were like, okay, this is a normal side effect. We do see it sometimes where we basically just have to drain your ball. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And they're like, well, with the build-up, basically, like, build-up, but it wasn't jizz. It was fucking, you know, it was, like, cyst stuff. It was, like, literally, like, in your hand.
Oh, so, like, pus. Well, there was no pus in my hand. It was just blood.
Not like pus, like a cyst. So, yeah, maybe pus. Anyways, they have to put a tube in you.
Okay.
Okay, and let me tell you what this tube entitles.
Spikes?
No, but you know how when you get like I don't know, like a urethra, you get like a little tube with a camera.
Yeah.
Urethra. When you get like a scan, you know, like you've seen it before. When people have to get tubes put in their vein, you've had this. When you get your shit in your leg or whatever, right? Like a tube to go up there for something.
So when I had my surgery, it was to close my hand.
Right.
So
didn't they put a tube in you or something?
So they went in through my thigh.
Yeah.
And they put a camera.
How thick was that tube camera?
Like needle thin.
Okay, 3 times that size in my balls. 3 times. Let me tell you the next step of that plan.
Were you awake the whole time?
Yes.
Did they sedate you at all?
They numbed me.
Okay.
Okay, so like,
so you know when they did all this, I was not numbed.
I remember that. Fire and death.
It was very painful.
Okay, so I did feel a lot of pressure, but not too much pain when that happened.
Gotcha.
This is where the pain comes in, and this is where the fucking story takes place. You have to remove the tube to drain the fluid yourself at home.
What?
Yeah.
You just have to go home.
I was single at the time. So do you want to know how this happened? I went to the toilet.
You just squeezed it?
To spread my legs with my swollen sack and pull this tube that was sticking out of me out.
Uh-huh.
The size of the tube, I cannot even fucking begin to tell you how long it is. I had to, inch by inch, biting my lip and screaming, playing music so my neighbors don't hear me. I was in my, like, first apartment at this time.
Oh, man, you must have been sweating.
Bro, I was, like, handful length. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you pull it out, bro, oh my God, just disgusting. It popped like a zit.
Oh my God.
Into the toilet. It was the most disgusting thing ever. And then you just bandage it and pray to fucking God you don't get an infection.
It doesn't happen again?
I mean, yeah, they said it's not supposed to happen again. It's like a one-time deal. But, like, it was insane. And then you take a little antibiotics and you put ointment on it.
Gotcha.
Bro, worst pain of my fucking life. Worth it.
All right.
I made a lot of bad decisions after that.
You made a lot of bad decisions after that.
I met a lot of people. But
a lot of dudes, a lot of women.
Little dudes, a lot of women.
Little dudes? Like not very large?
One was tall. One was short.
I'm talking about length, but all right.
All pretty medium.
All right.
Yeah. Except for the first one.
Except for the first one? Was it big or like did you mean tiny?
No, it was big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like
monstrous or something?
No, but it was
Is it like
what the fuck are you about to compare it to?
Is it like Caleb with his horse dick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That's awesome.
Not monstrous, but like, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a big boy.
Black don't crack.
It just hangs out.
You know what I'm saying?
Just so that you guys know, there's this guy that we work with. His name's Caleb. He's this really tall, handsome-looking guy for the most part. And I used to talk to his girlfriend all the time, and she told me that he has a horse wiener. And I was like... Are
you talking about Ashley?
No.
Oh, another one?
At the time, he was dating Alexis.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. I don't think it lasted that long, but...
No.
I just remember they were like on and off for a bit.
Yeah, they were just banging.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Right. And then she told me that he has a horse wiener. And I don't
miss Alexis, but I do miss Alexis's statement.
Yes.
She talked a lot of funny shit.
Funny as fuck.
She was funny.
She would just say the most dumbest shit all the time.
But you could not hang out with her.
I could.
No, man. She was in that group in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Causing issues.
So,
that's a big pet peeve. That's a big red flag for me.
One of the things that, like, bothered me a lot was that, like, we would all go out and then, like, we would hang out, have fun. Some of the people we would... Because, you know, you only went to, like, one of the events.
Right.
She would get, like...
But you guys would go bowling and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate bowling. But I would go just to have fun.
You hate bowling?
Yeah, I don't like bowling at all.
Why? Stop doing what you're doing.
Sorry, I had to cough, but I couldn't do it. I think it's really boring.
It's a little boring.
I don't find any enjoyment in it. I just enjoy the time I spend with the people.
Okay, yeah.
So I rather just sit there and joke around with you guys than play the game itself.
I liked when we were playing that intense game of Uno while bowling.
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you, that was a lot of fun.
Just so you know, I wasn't playing bowling at all there. I was just playing Uno.
Oh, I guess you're right.
That's why I brought the Uno. Just so that, you know, so I would have something to do.
Yeah.
Because I think there was one other person who didn't want to play, but, you know.
I don't remember who. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember either. I don't know his name. But, yeah, so Caleb has a horse wiener.
That's the point of the story.
That's the point of the story. Oh, yeah, no, but Alexis would, like, drink heavily, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody else would drink to,
she'd
like,
get crossfaded, too.
Yeah.
Right.
And she would just start saying, like, the stupidest shit that's, like, borderline not okay, right?
Right.
And I'm like, all right, you gotta chill out. Like, it's not that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. You know?
Did I talk about when I had a fight at the casino a while ago? I feel like I did.
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
You did. You told that story about some guy calling you... Oh!
He called me a fag.
You just reminded me of the story I wanted to tell about my dad.
Okay, here we go.
And the sucky part is I can't do it right now because I fucked my neck up. Now, first and foremost, I don't know how I fucked my neck up.
What does it have to do with the story?
Because it's a part of the story.
Well, you don't have to do the action.
Right. So, I know, I understand, but I would have demonstrated...
Don't.
The
you know I hate when you start doing your weird shit.
Right.
I think you're going to kill yourself.
So, long story short... Right? Even though I'm going to explain it through and through.
4 out of 5 times you do that stuff, something bad happens and you tell me about it.
So, my dad, one time I was sitting at the table and I couldn't crack my neck. Right? And I was trying real hard. I was just like, and then I was hitting the back of my neck to like loosen it up. Right? And then I was just like, just so you know, me doing all that hurt like a motherfucker. Because I don't know what it is, but it's like right here, the top part of my neck. For some reason, just extremely hurts. Don't know why. I don't know what I did to like pull a muscle there or something. Something I must have did recently.
Yeah, probably you going fuck.
Probably me.
Every 2 minutes of the day, yeah.
But whatever, right? And I still haven't learned my lesson. Nonetheless, I'm sitting there trying to fucking crack my neck, and my dad looks at me and he's like, "What the fuck is your problem?" Like he never came at me like a normal, "Hey, what's the issue?"
Yeah, why would he?
Like, no, he was a gruff, rough and tumble black man who fucking just went at it, right? And he'd just say shit. So like he's like, "The fuck are you doing?" And then I'm like, you know, hitting my neck, and I'm like, I'm trying to crack my neck. It just doesn't want to crack. And then he's like, "Cracking your neck is for faggots. Don't do that shit." And then he like leaves, right? Yeah. And then it's
wow.
And then I took that to heart. Right?
Okay.
I took it to heart, and then one day he's walked past me and he cracked his neck, And I was like, faggot! I got in his face and called him a faggot.
What happened?
And keep in mind, I don't use that word normally.
Sure, yeah.
But I just remember the look on his face.
Was he crying?
He looked at me, remembered, and just started laughing.
Nice.
Right?
What a good father-son moment.
It wasn't I'm angry that he just called me a faggot. Because I've never cussed at my parents. During that time when I was little, I didn't cuss at them. I did cuss, and they knew I cussed. But I never cussed at them.
Yeah.
Right?
Very important distinction.
Right. So I'd never cuss at them. I'd never say any bad things towards them. I would just speak very diligently to them. Right. Because I knew if it was out of pocket, quick sock to the face, or anything. Like, they'd hit me. But I just remember there was a lot of really good moments like that with him. He may have been a very, like, at first, a very angry person. But, afterwards, he raised me since I was 4. He'd tell me all the time, he's like, you're my son. Because he never got to raise his own kids, So what ended up happening was he had a bunch of kids. So I technically have more brothers and sisters that I don't really talk about.
Yeah.
But he had 3 sons, 1 daughter. And what ended up happening was he ended up going to jail, and he didn't get to, like, raise them, right? Yeah. By the time he got out, most of them were, like, already pretty grown, and they didn't care to, like, talk to him like that. They did end up fixing their relationships and, like, becoming better as they were older, kind of like how you did with, like, I guess your mom.
Yeah.
But he would just tell me all the time, he's like, I raised you, you're my son. He would say stuff like that to my brother and my sister too, but I was the favorite, and he'd let them know too. He'd be like, Kyle is my favorite, so, I got some bragging rights, but, nonetheless, we'd have a lot of those moments where, like, it'd be just like us laughing about dumb shit, and we go fishing all the time and stuff, but yeah, the beatings were crazy. Yeah. But I just one time called him a faggot. And instead of me getting my ass beat, because I was sweating, I was like, a drop of sweat went down my head.
Right, yeah.
I was like, you faggot! Yeah. And I'm just like, ooh. And then he starts laughing, and I'm like, That's pretty funny. Yeah. And then he threw me outside and said I couldn't come back in until I cut the grass.
Oh, Jesus.
Just
to make sure the power's there.
Yeah. Because, there's always something I had to do. And plus, he would rather I'd be outside playing in the grass than fucking in the room just, playing video games or something,
I get you.
So I would get locked out of my house a lot during the day.
You're going to learn.
And, like, I would have to
survive.
Just so that it'd be known, because this is something I take pride in. I survived on water hose water for a very long time.
Everything you say day by day just explains so much about you. Like, it shows me how many electrons you're missing that aren't firing.
Well, it also shows you how, like, things don't bother me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And the things that do bother you don't make sense. So, like it just...
Like, I have specific things that I'm just like, well, this is the norm. It has to happen this way.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just saying, on a hot summer day... You're playing outside, you're just chilling, doing whatever.
And there's a hose.
It's some of the most refreshing, lead-filled water you could ever drink.
From rusty pipes.
Yeah. It always tastes like pennies.
Yep.
But it's so fucking good.
Horrible.
I remember last time, so, like, I was on the side of my house, and I was just like, I wonder what this, like, because I wanted to taste it to see what it tasted like again, right? And then I remember turning the water on, letting it run for a bit, and I had my hose in my hand, and I was, like, using it to clean some stuff, and then I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why did I ever fucking drink this disgusting shit? Because it tasted exactly how I remembered. It wasn't, like, different, but my childhood years... All I remember is refreshingly delicious. But when I took a sip of it and I tried it, I was like, dude, this should have killed me.
Oh my God.
Back in the day. What is this disgusting
That'll kill you now. Yeah.
Right. But that was good shit back then.
Good shit.
back then, dude, that was the crack I needed to survive.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, if you got anything else, like. All right, guys, we're calling it here for the episode. If you liked any of this, leave a like, leave a follow. Hit us up on our email at unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com. As always, stay unapologetic and look forward to listening to the other half of the story.